Hello and good evening everybody, or good morning, depends on where you are. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell for notifications. Obviously then you'll know every time I'm going live. I'll give it a few minutes for everyone to appear. So who have we got so far? Well, we've got a few already. We have Ellie. Hi Ellie. We have Maria Husk as well. Hi Maria. Yes, so hello to everybody. So tonight I'm going to do something, well, on the last live I did something a little bit different, and this time I'm kind of like adding layers. Last time I did something with no layers whatsoever, so it was single layer job. Just wait a few minutes for a few other people to arrive. We have Angie and Sue. Hello. Yeah, nice to see you all. I'm going to be using two products. I'm going to be using one of our latest stencils and a brand new stamp set as well. One of the stamp sets, so let me just show you. These are being launched on Thursday, so we're going to be having a lots of fun and giveaways on Thursday. So please do join us, okay, for that. You'll love it, honestly. We've got lots to show you, so lots of samples. And this is the live launch. This is when you're going to be obviously be able to get your hands on them now. Lots of people have already pre-ordered. So we have also this is a collection of the 6, and then we also have 3 other A6 stamp sets as well. Now these ones we created because they're a great kind of price point. They're very very cool. Each one has got a main focal image, and then you've got some other sentiments to go with it. Really, really cool. And they're at a great price point, $6.99 each. So, you know, if you want to put maybe 2, or 1, 2, 3, or get the whole collection. We're obviously conscious about, you know, people's pockets these days. So we brought these out specifically for that reason. Very, very versatile though. So they may be slightly smaller, but they're packed full of really cool ideas and sentiments. So please do check out the website. Now, I've already done this one. This was the first one I did the other day. Please do check out that YouTube live. There I did that one, and then I did this ladybird the other day as well. So that's really cool. One layer I did that one. So please have a look. Oh, we have Helen. Helen's in the background as well. She's saying hello. We also have, who else do we have? I'll give a shout out to Annie, Michelle, Maxine, Melissa. Oh wow. Oh, Angel North A1. Don't know who you are, Angel North A1, but it sounds like a good name. Right. So I'm not going to keep it too long. This is going to be kind of clean and simple, but obviously there's a few ideas in there you can take away. If you want to join in, you can. Feel free to kind of craft along. I'm only using 2 products. Obviously the new Breakout stencil, and I'm also going to be using the Capture the Moment stamp set. So let me just, hiya Jacqueline, let me just show you the actual products. Let's have a look. Okay, sorry, excuse my glasses, I can see now. Right, so this is the Capture the Moment stamp set, and it says capture every moment. Really, really cool. Lovely, lovely camera. Very, very nice. Very nice. You can do a lot with it. You can decoupage it up. And then this sentiment just works really well. And this would lend itself to lots of our stencils, but today I'm going to be using the Breakout because I think that's really, really, really cool stencil. I mean, the good thing about this is that you can put, you know, any of our images, you know, in the center, and it's going to draw your eye to the focal image. So I'll make a start now. I was just reading a few comments there. So yes, Maria's saying pocket money. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what they are. You know, these are kind of, you know, they are pocket money stamps. Again, nothing that's going to break the bank. You know, everyone's being a bit more careful these days, so I totally understand that. So yeah, I mean, great. You can get 2 or 3 sets, or, you know, 1 set maybe, and then but you know, well, if you're gonna have 1, you might as well have 2. It's like having 2 different stamp sets all in one. It's great. So I'm just rambling now. So I know how good they are. Let me just show you what I'm going to do. Okay. So Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our background using the Breakout stencil. And the first thing we're going to get is a piece of white card, like so. And this is the, obviously, Breakout stencil. Very, very nice. Nice and thick as well. So obviously, for any of your projects there, you're going to get that lovely kind of raised element as well on it. So let me just tape this down. Now you want to tape it down because there's a few things I'm going to do to it. I'm going to blend some inks through there, but I'm also going to put some texture paste through there as well. So let me just tape that down. So yes, I'm just reading some of the comments there. Helen's saying, yeah, lots of watching on YouTube this evening, and if you want to join the chat over there, yeah, great. Again, you know, no matter where you are, it's great to be able to kind of just, you know, join us as well. We're also going to, well, I'm attempting to sort out doing streaming from Instagram as well. Not sure if I can do that quite just yet, but it's coming. It's in the works anyway. So tape your project down, your card down to the stencil, so just so it doesn't move too much. And the first thing we're going to do is we've got some. These are kind of the normal distress inks. So I've got six colours, kind of rainbow kind of colours. These aren't the oxides, these are just the standard distress inks. Water-based, obviously. So I'm going to go in with a few colours here. So start with off. I'm going to take the lids off, that makes my life a little bit easier. And I'm just going to move them across the top. Now if you don't have any water-based you know, ink pads will work just as well. You don't have to be you know, this particular brand, but this is the ones I'm using. So I'm going to start off with my got a distress tool, just going in there. I'm going to use red to start off with. Just move that out of the way. So I'm just going to go through this stencil, not being too careful just yet. So just blending through the first colour. Now I know I've got 6 colours, so I'm kind of dividing it between six segments. So I've divided it into 3. So if I do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I think that's probably red really. So if I do the yellow next, I'm going to do that down here. So that's kind of like halfway mark. And then you can fill in between with the orange. So next colour, go to the orange. This isn't going to be, you know, I would class this as, it's like clean and simple, but it's a little bit more than clean and simple. I think we are going to do some quite cool kind of inky stuff probably next week. We're going to, you know, ramp it up a bit, have a bit more. Is my head in the way? Sorry if it is. Sorry, I'm going to sit down and do this. I find it easier if I'm sitting down. Next colour, green. I'll look on green next. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes if you're not sure about what you want to do, your mojo, maybe you've lost your mojo a little bit. Yeah, just always go for a rainbow, and you know, you'll find you know, ideas coming straight off that. So that's probably why I did that. You know, sometimes you get stuck on ideas, or you're not sure of what you want to do, and then it just happens. It appears. So and I'm just reading. Ellie saying, "I have the breakthrough stencil, but haven't played with it yet." Oh, Ellie, seriously, get it out. Have a play. Seriously, it's really, really cool. I'm sure you will after this live. Put it this way. Yeah, it's just great, and you know, it draws your eye to the centre. And so if you're obviously going to put maybe an image in the centre there, it's going to draw your eye to the card, and your card's going to look pretty cool, I must admit. I think so anyway. So I'm just going back over there with these colours, just kind of blending them in together now. Just try and remember where you are with your colours. and don't go over too much. Again, even if you go outside the line, it doesn't really matter because we'll probably trim this down a little bit anyway. It's absolutely fine. Now I'm not going to lift this off straight away. Maybe I will. I'll lift it off and I'll stick it back down. I want to show you what it looks like, basically without any texture paste on, and then I'm going to put texture paste on it. So I will lift it off just to show you the difference. It's always nice to see, you know, the before and after. So, oh, green. Oh, I needed the green there in the wrong colour there. I was watching the screen, looking at the comments, and I'm misjudging where I'm going. So, I'll try not to do that. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. Again, it's quite forgiving because, you know, if you're going to put well, as I am, I'm going to put some texture paste over the top of this. So again, that colour will seep through anyway. So pretty forgiving. So you can get away with it not being ultra perfect. You don't have to have it perfect for this particular project, but I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, let me put these lids on out of the way, and we'll see where we are. Just do a little bit more yellow there. Okay. Right. So we're finished with these. I'll move these out of the way. Oh yeah, that see, Ellie, Ellie's saying about Supernova. Yes, Supernova is an absolutely cracking stencil, and it would lend itself to basically any stamp set. I could have used it with this tonight, what I'm doing, but I've already used it once. I think I used it the other day with the Happy Bunny. So I wanted to do something different, obviously, but that is a cracking stencil. Really, really cool. I don't know whether I've got the card there that I did with it. Did I have the card? Oh yes, I did that. There we go. So that I used the stencil. Oh, when I had a slight blockage as well, you know, didn't know what I wanted to do. So that was the card I created, and you can look at that video and watch that again as well. So again, that's oh, that was one layer as well. I forgot about that. That was one. This is one layer, except for the sentiments. But yeah, that's it again. Great stencil. That would work with the same way. So let me just take this off, and I shall show you before I stick it back down again. I should have done it a bit easier to peel off, but we'll go with it and put it back down. Okay. So let's show you what this looks like. There we go. So now, doesn't that look nice? That's really, really nice. Very simple, nothing, but you can see how that would draw your eye to the center. I mean, you know, what have I got here? Oh, there you go. One of our characters. You know, even if you wanted to put, you know, a character stamp there or something like that, that would look absolutely amazing. That would look really cool. But I'm not going to use that today. We're going to put this back down. Now you can see what it looks like that. Okay. I mean, it's nice. It's very nice, and you could use that as it is. But well, I'm just going to kind of add a little bit more to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stencil back over the top, hopefully in the right place again. Yeah, pretty close. Oh, actually, no. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I should have cleaned my stencil. I'm going to put texture paste through, but I really do need to clean the stencil. So I'll take this off completely, and I'll use... I just happen to have another stencil, so I'll clean that one up afterwards, and I'll use the stencil that where am I? Where am I going back? There we go. I've got a clean stencil because I've got two of them. I know. I normally have two of every stencil. Basically, it's only to save myself time, especially when I'm doing demonstrations. So I'm going to stick this back down again. Hopefully, I'll get it in the right place. That's what you get for wiggling things around a bit. There we go. Okay, that's good. So I'm just reading a few comments. Oh, Gilmore's watching from Michigan. Missing your... Yeah, I know. Crafters TV. They're... It's not a case of that we don't want to go back on. We just... they're just trying to fit us into they're incredibly busy at the moment, that's all. So I'm sure we'll be back on at some point. Okay, now I've stuck that down. And it's really, I think that's pretty close to there. I'm looking at my monitor to see whether it looks like it's covered. I think I have, haven't I? Pretty good. So the next thing I want to do is I've got to get some texture paste. Now there's lots of this is Ranger texture paste transparent matte. Now there's lots of texture paste out there, lots of clear ones. When you open them up, they aren't. They've got like a white colour to them. They do kind of dry, kind of transparent-ish. So yeah, you can. That's what I'm going to paste through the stencil. Now, there's a lot. So some of them are glossy. Some of them are matte. This is a matte paste. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get some on my paste. It's lovely and it's very creamy. Lovely. I will get a wipe as well. Excuse me. I will get a wipe. Now, the only thing you've got to be careful of, and it's a good little tip here, is sometimes when you're putting paste through, especially just after a colour like this, and it could be slightly wet, sometimes you can put the paste on and you'll be dragging some of the colour. So you've just got to be careful that you don't really put excess paste back into the pot, because it may be slightly tinted. So you don't want to do that. So normally I kind of do what I can do and then kind of wipe my palette knife and then do it again, just because I don't want to contaminate my fresh pot. I mean, it probably wouldn't make that much difference, but we'll go for it and see now. So I'm just going from the center out, only because, as I said, I don't want to contaminate my paste where possible. So just going to go out there. Very therapeutic. This is really, really nice. Now, if this was a job where I got paid just to kind of do this all the time, put paste through a stencil, that would be a good job, I think. It's a very relaxing job. I'm not sure about the rewardingness, but it's nice. It's very therapeutic. Okay. Again, that was pretty easy, not too hard at all. So just wipe the excess off. Now the next thing I'm going to do, now there's a few ways you can do this. Some people will lift the stencil off and then apply. What I'm going to basically do is I've got, what else have I got? Now I've got some kind of glitter. I've got glitter here. Which one's this one? This is a Distress Clear Rock Candy glitter. Again, if you've got other glitter, please feel free to use it. This is just a it's just a clear, yeah, it's a clear glitter. I've got lots of it on the floor as well, and over me. So I mean, you can take the stencil off and then apply your glitter, or you can do it beforehand. It's entirely up to you. I like to do it when it's kind of still on there, and then I can just kind of lift it off and then clean the stencil. So it's up to you how you do it. And this is where you have a little bit of fun now, is sprinkling your glitter all over your card. Sometimes it's hard to see, you just got to go for it and hope for the best. Make sure you just got it all around. You're kind of like sprinkling it, you know, you've seen that, ever seen that that kind of like chef who cooks things and then he does the salt really high up, he does that thing. It's like doing that. Helen probably doesn't know what I'm talking about. Right, okay, this is looking glittery, but sometimes I use glitter and sometimes I don't. It depends on how I'm feeling. But I thought this project would work well with using some glitter. So, and that will sink into that paste and any excess will come off. I think we've got enough on there. Oh no, that is very true. I will not let Helen near glitter. It was everywhere. in the house. It was everywhere. Up the stairs, in the hall. I thought it was like a bloodbath of glitter. It was everywhere. So no, she's banned from glitter. Right, so I shall gently peel this off. Now, this is going to take probably about half an hour to dry. So, as per me, I'm not going to make you wait half an hour to see the end result. I've actually done one that's dry. But I will show you that. Now I will zoom in on the camera to show you. Let me just move that out, get out of the way. So let me just zoom in with the camera there, just to see the difference. So now it's still incredibly wet, but I mean, it looks like kind of mosaic tiles, but really glittery, really nice. I think that's gorgeous. Now this is still wet, it will dry, probably take about half an hour. And I'll show you one that is dry. I mean, you could have just you didn't have to use, if you don't like to use glitter, you could have just left it as it was and you would have had that lovely kind of matte glossy finish to it, which is nice as well. I will now show you one which is identical, but it's dried. So I'll just bring that one in. So as you can see, this one is totally dry, but I mean, that's gorgeous. And it's got that lovely raised kind of touchy-feely look on it as well. So that looks, I mean, you can see how hopefully the camera can pick up some of that glittery kind of look to it. Yeah, that looks really nice. I do like that. Again, I think it's going to work well with what I'm going to add to it. I'm going to use the camera stamp set. So we're going to be using this one to go over the top there. So that's going to work well. And I kind of thought, you know, a camera is going to, it does capture all the colours, you know, especially lovely images. But yeah, I think that looks lovely. So the next thing we want to do is, what I will do is I will stick this now to a card mat. I've just already, look at me already. I'm back to using a bit of black, you see. So my last card, I actually did no black card at all. So I don't know whether I've even got that card here or not. Oh yes. So if you didn't see Saturday's live, this was the card that I made on the Saturday's live. Very easy to do, a little bit of fun, but I think that's really cool. You got a stencil, and then this is the other stamp set there. This is the fiber stencil, very cool, useful for everything that you could possibly imagine. Grass, waves, fire, you name it, you could use it for that. So I think it's really cool. But what I liked about doing this project was that it's totally flat. It's just one layer. There's no layers on that at all. You would think there'd be layers, but there's not. There's only one layer. Some clever shading and on the underside of the ladybird there. So please do check that out there on that YouTube video as well. So that again, simple to do, but very effective. So let's stick this card onto here. Right, and I mean, look how, I mean, you could use, what could you put in the center of that? So many ideas. Okay, so bear with me whilst I'm going to just zoom in so I can see where I'm going with this now. Try not to put my head in the way. Right, okay. Oh, I think we've got that central as well. Yeah. How does that look? I mean, you know, you can put any image in the center there and it's going to look absolutely amazing. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a play with the camera. Okay, so I'll put this to one side just for a minute. Oh, very true, Helen. Music and dance ones. Helen's saying about we've got some great music ones, whether it's guitar player, we've got sax and jazz, and a female singer as well, and a drummer. They would look great. That would be perfect. It's kind of like what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. You know the spectrum, the equalizers on you see on the hi-fis, but that looks really cool. Okay, so let's get my stamping platform and move that to one side, and we are going. Let's just zoom out just a touch there. So I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now you can either use your you can use your VersaFine, probably the choice, or you can use this one as well. So they're both pretty good. I'm undecided as to which one I find blacker. You know, sometimes when you stamp them both out, one looks blacker than the other one. Maybe I need to. I've got re-inker, so I will have to re-ink them both and just. I will check again, but I do like them both. So I don't have. I'm going to use the one on my left hand because I've got it. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. Now, if you don't have a stamping platform, or if you're old school, I'm still pretty much old school. I do like to use my clear block as well. So if you've got a clear block, feel free to use that. But just bear in mind that obviously with more solid images, you do need maybe more pressure as well. So it sometimes helps to have the stamping platform so you can go back in there if you think you need to. So just line it up, press it down. Now always give it a few seconds for that ink to transfer from your stamp onto your card to soak back into the paper there, and you should get a better image. Now, one of the great things about stamping platforms is that if you want it, you know, sometimes you want a paler image, sometimes you want a darker image, and sometimes you want a wetter image, especially if you're going to emboss it. So we will lift this up and then I will see where we go from there. Now I want a darker image because I'm going to be embossing this. So I'm going to go back over it a little bit darker. So just go back over the top. Press down again. Hello, Handy Scandy. Hi, all from NC. Is that North Carolina? I don't. Please say yes or no. Excuse me if I'm wrong. And we've got Jeanette here as well. So hello, Jeanette. Oh, how about that? Isn't that gorgeous? So take it off your platform, and I shall clear emboss this. Clear embossing mark, not white. It's one of my favourite mistakes I make all the time. So this is just using the Wow clear embossing powder. So let's go over the top of there. Put that down, put that out of the way, clear this. I'm trying to be more tidier, if that's even possible. Helen will probably laughing now and probably saying, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Trying to be. Okay, so I shall just heat this up now. Well, oh, hiya Sandy. Yes, Sandy's saying about how the camera kind of looks glass. Well, I'm going to show you a few tricks and tips here. So once I've heat embossed this now, you'll be able to see what else I can do with it. So this is, now I'm using clear embossing powder. It's my kind of go-to choice over, you know, black or coloured images. If you've got black embossing powder, that's all. It's great. It's not a problem. The only thing I find about black embossing powder is that sometimes you get those annoying speckles where you don't want them. So I tend to, especially doing lives and demonstrations, I would use clear so that you don't see those speckles. So I mean, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And again, you know, it looks like a camera. So hopefully that's the whole point of it. It does look a bit like a camera. So the next thing we want to do is we shall cut it out. I'm going to cut, let me just put my lid on my ink pad there. Sorry everybody, I don't want my ink pad drying up. Okay, I'll get my, now you can cut it out with a pair of scissors. There's no die for this because basically it's a square, and it does not take long to cut out. So, I mean, you can use scissors if you want to. I'm kind of old school and I would just use a scalpel just to quickly cut this out. So just bear with me a second. Now, I wanted to do as much as I can live. I could have done a pre-cut one, but do you know what? I'm just going for it. So I'm just going to quickly cut this out without cutting myself if I can. So now again, when we did the image, we kind of made it kind of a bit inky-ish. So if you want to leave that in, that's great. Again, just to kind of give it that more kind of arty feel with a few drops of ink on there. But I'm going to just cut those off because for this particular project, I don't need them on there. So just cut around them. It's not a problem. This is where you can have as much fun with this image as you want. And again, I'm actually doing a black one, but there's lots of, if you want to do like a pink one for a girl, for a camera, or a baby blue one, you could do that too, you see. Again, capture, every moment. That'd be great for baby cards or just any occasion where, you could put a little photograph on there as well. I think that would look really cool. I think I'll have to do that sometime. And if you're here, if you manage to stay to the end, I do have some lovely design team samples as well, so that I can show you. Lots of them are on the website, but sometimes when I can show you them, up close and personal, you get a better feel of how they've been made and a bit of dimension to them as well. I don't know what you're like. I always kind of do a rough cut and I just cut the bit out that I need to from now. So just go and get those bits that you missed. I just find it easier doing it this way sometimes. Now, one of the other things I like to do is sometimes, if you don't like that white, you get that white edge on your paper. So what I'll do is I'll get a pen and I'll just colour that off. I'll show you that now. It just makes your card project look a little bit better. So I'm just cutting that off. Okay, we're pretty close. I always like to, sometimes you get those little sharp edges. I always cut them off. I don't like having sharp edges. I do kind of, I think a bit more rounded, it makes it look a bit softer. Okay, so we basically have our camera here. Oh, look at that. See, a tiny smidge in there, and that's just annoying me there. Right, okay, now we have a camera. So we have a camera. The next thing we want to do is we want to do a little bit more to the camera to make it a little bit more realistic. So so the first thing you want to do is, if you look at the edge, see the edge there? It's kind of a white edge, so take that white edge off. So I'll just get a black, this is a Spectrum Noir pen, this is an alcohol pen, but you can, whatever black pen that you've got, any kind of permanent pen is good, it'll all work. So just go around the edge there quickly. Just take that edge off, because when you're sticking your card down, especially if you're having it raised, what you don't want to see really is that white edge. It makes a difference. It does make a difference on your projects. I can't remember who told. Look at, oh, I've got a little bit hanging off there. Missed that. Keeping it real, Mark. Keeping it real. Okay. All right. It's always the same when you miss something. Right, gone. So just go over those edges there. Anything that's white, we just colour those edges in. Again, it's just seconds, just going around. I mean, it's just that attention to detail. Those small things makes a big difference. Just on there. Okay, so we've kind of got most of that now, and we have that kind of blackish edge, which looks better. It says, there we go. Right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to add a little bit of colour to it. Not much, because obviously it's kind of, it's metallic. Cameras are kind of like metal and black plastic, aren't they? So you want to add a little bit of that kind of, you want to make it look a little bit metallic. So there's a few ways to do this. Now I've got some more pens here. These are the tri-blend pens, so that you've got like 3 colours in one, and these is just like, this is like 3 shades of grey basically. I'm only going to quickly go over this because it does not take much to colour this in. I mean, metal is like or silver is like, is a combination of like the reflection and the colour of a grey metal. So it's kind of like you got reflections on there as well. So it's very easy to colour in. Let me just colour those bits in there. Go in with a darker colour, just on those edges there. And as you see, I'm not being too careful. You don't really have to be. You can get away with this pretty easy. I know there's lots of people who do lots of colouring and are really good at it. Well, this is an even lighter colour, but you can, as long as it's kind of coloured in pretty much the same. Now, the one thing I would say is that I'm going to go back over this. Now, you don't have to. This is another step I kind of come up with. I know some of our design team have done the same kind of thing as well. Is that to go back over it, you can use a sparkle pen, which is which one I've got here. This is Wink of Stella. I don't know whether this is the right colour actually. So, let me just check this colour. Make sure I've got the right colour now. Yeah, I will do that. So this is Wink of Stella, which is it's a tip. It's like it's got mica in it, so it's a bit glittery, but it kind of gives a reflection of like metal or metallic look to it. If you've got if you haven't got one of those, you can probably get away with a jelly roll pen, because I've got a clear Stardust one. Where's mine gone? So yeah, mine's a jelly roll Stardust clear pen. Again, works pretty much the same. You know what? And I think I've got to use that instead. So all I'm going to do is you kind of go over the image quickly, and it just starts to give it that kind of metallic look. I can zoom in there, maybe you can see it a little bit, but it's hard to see on camera. But if I hold it up, oh, there you go. There you got. Can you see that kind of metallic look to it? It's got that glittery look on it. So just going to quickly go over some of the metallic parts, which I think are metal on this camera. That's just straight over the alcohol pens as well. Again, this is something where you don't have to be amazing at colouring in. It'll still look pretty good when it's finished. I assure you that. Just go over those parts as well. I mean, you can see how fast I'm doing this. Yeah, it's not. So now we've got this far. Now there's one other step which I'm not going to do tonight, and the only reason is that it's pretty straightforward, and I'll explain it to you. So basically what you need to do is you would cut out another one. Okay, now why would I stamp out 2? So what I've decided to do was that I've stamped 2, but see the lens here, the circle lens, cut it out. So that's what I've done. I've cut that out. Now when you've cut it out, you're going to be left with a lens. I've just gone around with the grey pen again. I've even put a little bit of my white jelly roll pen on the edge there as well. Just giving a little bit of highlights there to the edges there. Nothing too. Just like that highlight of white there makes a difference between it looks like reflections of light and metal. So that's what that is. Now the only other thing that I want to show you is that, just see, so you've got this one here on the left, so nothing different on that one, and then this one here is, let me just try and get the light, there we go, it's got gloss. I cover this with glossy accents, so that's different to this one. Okay, it's totally covered in glossy accents, and the whole point is that what you're going to do is you're going to layer this on top of there with some foam pads or 3D glue, and what you'll end up with is ta-da, this one here. So, and what I've actually done as well is that, if I can show you that, when I've done the glossy accents, I've added more. I've put like 2 layers of glossy accents on to give it the gloss and the glass of the lens there. So, I mean, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks really nice. And you can see I've raised it up with just some silicone glue, because I use 3D silicone glue, but you can use foam pads. Again, you just stick that straight over the top, and that's how you get that lovely image there. So that is pretty much the camera. I think that looks nice, doesn't it? Oh, right, yes, certainly I can zoom in. Request for the zooming in. Right, let me just see if I can get a better image of that. Oh, my camera will wake up. There we go. Just zooming in. Oh, I don't know how close I can actually get in. There we go. Very close. So now you can see. You can see the glass on that. I mean, and the metallic look on the metal there. So I'll try not to move the camera too much to stay in focus. And if I just turn it to the side there, I've just raised it up with some silicone glue. Again, from a kind of perspective, you've got that kind of 3D look going on there, and it kind of looks camera-ish. There we go. So that is the camera. The camera on the camera. So that looks pretty good. I like that. I like that. It's very good. Again, it's hard to see the grey on there, but hopefully you've seen that it is pretty grey. Now what we'll need to do is we're going to bring in our card again, and then we can start to make something now, can't we? You can see where this is going to go, and just see how that really pops. That really does pop and looks amazing. That jet black on there, but if you want to do a pink one and then do different colours on the background, you could do that as well. Yeah, so this camera's going to be stuck to this project here. I'm going to do a few sentiments. I'm going to use the sentiments that come in the set, which we've got capture every moment. I'm going to use them as well, and then I'll stick this together, and we're pretty much done on that particular project. I like that. So let me just I'm going to stamp those. I'm going to stamp those now and move that out of the way first. Now I'm going to get some black card, I think. Right, okay. So let me just bring in my stamping platform, my stamping mat. Always better to stamp onto, I don't like stamping onto solid glass. I think you get a better image when you've got like something a little bit very, very slight. This is like a foam kind of cushiony thing. Crafter's Companion one this was, but there's lots of people do stamping mats. Now I'm going to use some Versa Mark, which is a clear sticky ink, which is this one here. So now the only other thing I'm going to use is a anti-static pad. You know, just to basically so that my white, I'm going to use white this time, sorry everybody, I'm going to use white embossing powder, not clear, and I don't want it to stick to my card where possible. I mean, sometimes it does, you can't get away, you know, it happens, and I'll show you how to cover that up as well. So let me just ink this up. As I'm doing that, I'm just reading a few comments here. Camera-ish. Helen saying camera. Did I say camera-ish? Yes. It looks like a camera. It does, yes. It does look like a camera. Right. Happy with that. And if I just zoom in very slightly, because sometimes it's hard. It's all right when nobody's here. You can stamp away and you can lean over as much as you want, but I'm always getting my head in the way, so I'm trying to, I'm kind of, my head's away and I'm looking at the monitor to try and stamp, so I'm kind of doing it. It's really hard to do it. It's like being in a different room. And let's go, open it straight. Okay, commit to it, and I'll have to cut it straight if it's not. Okay. Just press it down to make sure you got your lovely image. Take it off. Looks good. And we'll get the white embossing powder. Okay, so again, this is Wow Opaque Bright White. Super fine. Yeah. I go, you know, I've got lots of embossing powders. Whatever you've got, whatever you're comfortable, whatever is your favourite, just go with it. Sometimes I grab something completely different, so it's just what I've got. Okay, I think we're pretty good on that. I do like white embossing powder. I like white and clear. I don't use a lot of glittery embossing powders. I don't have many glittery embossing powders. I haven't gotten into that yet. Maybe I will. So we're just heat embossing this now. Done. Okay. Oh, the camera went funny there, didn't it? Right. So just give it a second. Once it's cooled down again, remember, don't touch it until it has cooled down a little bit, because I've wiped it off before, so must not do that. I think we're dry now. So I can just get a piece of tissue, and I'm just going to wipe that excess. Oh, I use that. That's good enough. Okay. So just wipe any of the anti-static powder off, and I'll just quickly cut those out. We can then obviously stick them to our project. So I should get my cutting mat again. And my knife and a ruler. I mean, if you've got trimmers, then feel free to use your trimmers. I just kind of, you know, when you have a way of doing things, and it's not a case of it being wrong, it's just whatever you're used to, whatever you're happy doing, whatever you're most comfortable doing. There isn't a right and a wrong way, there's just a different way. So I think I'll cut it there. Yep. I'm sure went a little bit wonky there. We'll see now when I've cut this out. Okay. Cut. So we have capture every, and then I'll have moment. I'll have to cut the top and the bottom on this one here. Right. I'm just reading a few. I'm trying to read a few comments and cut at the same time. Probably not the smartest thing I've done today, ever. Right. Oh, black glitter. Ali's saying about black glitter embossing powder and the white and silver mix one. Oh, all right, okay. I'll have to have a look. See. Let me know what brands. Let me know what brand's your favourite brand or favourite embossing powder, because it's always nice to know what other people are using. Again, that's about it's about sharing things. I was like, oh, this one's a really cool one. I like this one. When I look at the DT's projects and I go, oh, look at what have they used there for that, and some of the stuff I've got, some of it I don't have, and it's just them using it in a completely different way to what I would. So, okay. Get rid of that. And just cut this. Do you know that M is not cut straight? I'm trying not to be so perfect. Okay, so we have capture every moment. Yeah, I think I like that. Oh, Mark, stop it. I need to just trim the top here. Right. Let's bring in our project. We have capture every moment. Now, I would probably spend about half an hour deciding where I'm going to put this, but I'm not going to do that. I promised myself to stop procrastinating and just get on with it and do it. So I'll decide this is going to go in the center, I'm thinking. Capture every, I think moment's going to go, see, you could easily do that there and there, or there and there, or do I? There and there, there and there. No, it's going to go central today. I'm going for centralness today. So we'll have capture every moment there. Might have them a little bit lower down. Just to bring that. Oh, Helen likes central today as well. Right, I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to stick those down now before I change my mind. And I'll tell you a little secret as well. One of the things that I do, because I use this silicone glue, is that sometimes, now and again, after the live's finished, I will like cut underneath and take it off and move it again. Just because, you know, I'm fussy and I'll move it around. There's no particular reason behind it. So I'm going to just turn this over. This is a pin flare brand if anyone wants to know, but there are other brands around. This is a silicone glue. Whoop. Get away, Mark. Get on there. Right. And I do like using this stuff. Just makes my life easier, or doing lives easier. We'll have one in the center. Okay. Not that this needs much raising, but I think it'll look really cool anyway. So, just doing this by eye. There's a hair. There's an eyelash. I had an eyelash. What are you supposed to do with eyelashes? Make a wish or something? Or is that only on when it's on your cheek? Right. I'll stick that down. Now, isn't this... I'm just reading some of the comments here. Oh, we have Suzette as well. Hello, Suzette. And Ellie is saying Ellie's saying she likes cosmic shimmers and wow embossing powders. Ah, cosmic shimmers. Ah, right, okay. Do you know what I'm looking at is there's lots of you know, what do you call those ones that like change colour? Is it interference? I don't know what they call them. There's ones that like kind of they change colour in different light. I don't know what they're called, but they look quite interesting to use. I haven't got any. So if you've got any, let me know if they're any good. Or what you would use them with. So now I try every time I do a live is to like have a completed project. That's pretty much, you could give it to somebody, you know. I think that's what it's all about. We kind of, sometimes we can lose ourselves into, you know, what we're doing, and you know, it's great to be arty, as they say, but you know, if you're going to give it to somebody, it's always good to have a reason for it, a reason for creating it in the first place. I do like to have a reason. I mean, it's good sometimes to just have a play. Oh, well, I just dropped that. You know, I did it butter side down like toast. Right, let me just pick it up off the floor. I'll have to wipe that up now. Well, that's okay. Still salvaged it. Why is that? Butter side down like toast. It went flicking flipping everywhere. Right, okay. So I'm kind of happy with that there. Well, I say happy with that there. You know, I told you already. I'll probably move it by like a couple of millimeters when I'm finished. Okay. So I think we're pretty much done with that. Oh, there you can see. Now you can see the kind of shade of grey, can't you, against the white on here? How I've coloured it in there, and it looks like, and the sparkle that comes off it is like metallic, and the lens there with the glossy accents, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Maybe, well, do you know what I need to do is butter both sides of my toast, and then if it falls, it'd probably fall on the side, wouldn't it? Right, okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. That's pretty, that looks, you know, it looks nice, it looks fun. I mean, we've created that in what, just an hour? So I think that's pretty nice. I mean, even this one now that I did earlier on, that's pretty much dry. And I didn't even put as much glitter on there, and I like that as well. Not quite as much, but that one, this looks amazing. So I will show you as well. I'll put this down now, put it to one side, and I want to show you, I've got a few samples here from the design team of the things that they've made with this same stamp set. And what else? They've used some of the stencils as well. So, oh, let me just show you what these are. Be careful, move that out of the way. So, now the first one we've got is by, this is by Rach. It is Rachel. I'm sorry, Rachel. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm reading it without put my glasses back on. This is by Rachel Davey. Now, isn't this gorgeous? Let me just zoom out just a touch there. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Again, you know, she has put glossy accents over that camera there. One layer, but it still looks really, really nice. What I do like about this, I like that kind of monochromatic look. Nice kind of, she's got this kind of bokeh thing going on here, and that's using our bubbles stencil as well. So that's really, really nice. Very nice. Do like that. She's obviously put the stencil down. She looks like she's used, that's the new Tim Holtz colour, the Lost Shadow. And then she's got silver embossing powder going on there as well. That's lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, she's done capture every moment down there as well. So that's great. Love it. I absolutely love that. Perfect. Here's another nice one as well. Absolutely amazing. Something probably I could not do. So look at this one. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Now, this one is by, I think it's Leanne. Yes, I'm right. It is Leanne. So this is by Leanne. I'll zoom in. I just want to show you what that is. This is embossing powder. It's melted embossing powder, and it's kind of been put onto this piece of card. It's really cool, very touchy-feely, but that looks absolutely amazing. And she's been really smart here. She's used the smile sentiment is in one of our other stamp sets. So yeah, check that out as well. So that looks really well. I think that is in the Nothing to Wear. Helen will. Oh, there we go. Yes, the T-shirt set. There's nothing to wear. So that's in the T-shirt set. That's one of the stamps that are in that. That's great. But that's gorgeous, isn't it? I do like that. I do like that. That's very nice. Okay, next we have, well, this is pretty monochromatic, and I do like a hint of that. Look at this. But we've got the shimmer thing going on there as well in the background. That's using our strobe stencil. Again, I could have used that. You see, you could have used that as well. But this person, oh my God, this is Linda. Sorry, Linda. Do you know what? I memorised them before I started, and I forgot them all. So Linda's used the strobe stencil, and she's brushed like a shimmery paint through there as well, and that looks absolutely stunning. Oh, and she has laid that up as well, but in black, and I like that as well. That's really, really nice. Very, very effective, very effective. And that silver reflective shimmer there going on is gorgeous. Love it. And if we want to go from a monochromatic to full-on colour, let's have a look at this one. This is by, who else? Jane. So Jane has gone for, she's used a few stamp sets here. But I mean, look, that's an absolutely gorgeous piece of work here. Let me just zoom in there. And she's got layers there on the camera going on. Oh, she's got lovely layers there. She's used some film strip there. I'm not sure what that's from, that film strip, but that looks really cool. That's very, very nice. This is our Rays of Light stamp set as well, so there are stamps in there as well. And she's also used the strobes behind there. So another good idea. But that's very effective. That screams like holiday to me, doesn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that is that. And then we finish off and we'll bring the one I created earlier. So again, you know, it's so many different ideas with one set, and they are at an amazing price point as well. So please do check out the website if you haven't done already. There are 6 sets in this range at $6.99. Great price point. Some amazing images. So feel free to have a look. Lots of ideas, lots of projects, and we are doing our launch party on Thursday. So please do join us then, because there will be lots of giveaways as well. And yes, and Helen's saying there are lots of projects on the website. So please do join us on Thursday. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been fun. Yeah, do you know what, I'm starting to, you know, when you don't do it for a long time and then you get back into it. So I'm starting to enjoy it more. There have been a few clean and simple ones, but obviously if you're liking your more mixed media, loads of sprays and inks, we will get there. Don't worry, we will get there. Please come with me on the journey. We will try and do, we're going to try and do 3 lives per week, and we will start loading them up in advance so you'll be able to see them. Hit the subscribe bell button and hit the bell as well, so then you'll be notified as we're going live. Always a good thing, because you don't want to miss it. So please do join us on Thursday for our launch party. Helen will be in the building, so she will. I'm just reading the comments. You are going to be here, aren't you, Helen? Yes, she is. You are going to be here with me. I'm not going to be hand solo on Thursday. It's going to be both of us here, so we shall have a little bit of fun. There'll be giveaways, and we will show you a lots of stuff as well. So feel free to comment. Helen will obviously read all your comments afterwards, and as I will. So thank you very much for watching. I hope I haven't been too long, and hope you've enjoyed it, taken away a few ideas, and I shall see you again on Thursday. So don't miss out and hit the subscribe button. So thanks a lot, everybody. Take care now.